Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening!
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome into Game in Frame. We have APSL Metropolitan Conference here during our midweek Thursday night. It is March the 19th. CPR hosts Pancyprian Freedoms. So we are back live here on Game in Frame. Sorry for that. Again, Thursday, March the 19th, CPR hosts Pancyprian Freedoms in the Metropolitan Conference of the APSL. We are at Randall's Island tonight for a Thursday match, rare midweek match here in the APSL. It is 4 versus 11 out of 12 in the table. CPR 2, 2, and 9 for 8 points. So 4 points out of 13 matches so far in the season. They are 2 points ahead of Nyack for the final relegation spot there at the bottom in 12th. That's why they are, as I mentioned, in 11th. Pancyprian, though, who have finished inside the top 2 each of the past 3 seasons, they are currently in 4th position with 8 wins and 4 losses. No draws in any matches so far in their 12 that they've played. That's a total of 24 points from those 8 wins. They are a plus 16 goal differential. I should mention for CPR, they are a minus 21 goal differential total on the season. These two teams played in match week number 2 back in September. Almost, what would that be, 6 months ago, September the 21st, almost to the day here, 2 days off, when Pancyprians hosted the reverse fixture, a 3-0 win for Pancyprians. Jordan Bailan, number 36, who will be in midfield wearing the number 10 tonight, he scored the first goal in the 36th minute. Devin Hainu, number 44, he is one of the 2 center backs for Pancyprians. We'll get to the lineup in just a few moments. He scored the second, and then an own goal was the third in the 90th. James Turpek, he is also starting tonight for CPR. So that was the reverse fixture 3-0. They've had both teams have had winning and loss streaks of opposite 1 point. Pancyprian had a 3 and 4 game win streak. CPR a 3 and 4 game losing streak at different points in the season. In the second half, both teams have played 2 matches. This is their 3rd overall. It was earlier this month. CPR at Hoboken lost 7-2, and then were shut out, a clean sheet for Greek Americans 2-0. That was on the 16th, just a few days ago. No, the 15th, excuse me, on Sunday. For Pancyprians, they closed out that 4-game winning streak with a win versus New York International 4-0. They held themselves a clean sheet, also putting the ball in the back of the net a few times there with the 4. And they actually dropped points on Saturday versus Vistula Garfield. That was 2-1 versus Vistula. Pancyprians was definitely favored in that match, but lost. Their starters tonight for Pancyprians: Jordan Bailan, I mentioned, number 10, he's in the midfield. Nicolas Cifuentes Diaz is the right back. Number 16, Gonzalo Gil de Pareja, number 5, is in midfield. Thomas Gray is center back, 23. He's with Hainu. As we have a ball at the edge of the box that goes all the way through, it will be collected by Diaz, the right back, cleared by CPR. Jens Manhart Hoff, 21, is also in the midfield of the 3. Juan Martinez Moreno, left winger, with James Tristino, number 9, the right winger, and the striker Jack Steinrod. I did mention as well Stephen O'Connell, the left back, with Levine in goal. Josh Levine between the sticks for CPR. They, of course, are in blue with the white numbers, or Pancyprians. CPR, their starters, number 10, Matthew Berenger, as we're waiting this corner. He's wearing number 10. That's low at the short of the front post. This is Bailan, number 10. Back again on the right for Pancyprian. In the middle, header by CPR out. Tristino, who has as many goals as the number on his shirt at 9. Diaz, out again towards the benches there on the far side. Other starters are Ikogu Erediua, number 4 for CPR, Vincent Galea, number 29. We're going to fill in positions as we go for CPR. Justin Peters, number 3, James Turpek, I mentioned, with the own goal in their other match, number 66. Marcial Viveros, number 18. William Knight, 7. Ezekiel Rowland, 13. Artur Shamrav in the lineup, as well as Suleiman Jallo, number 22. Possession here for CPR. Turpek. See him there at center back. Looks like they're playing a back 3, CPR. Will bounce down on the left. Trying a back heel. It's still in play now for Pancyprian, but we have a whistle in favor of CPR. Possession again for Red. Erideua, number 4, he's one of the 3 center backs for CPR again with their back 3. Right at midfield here for CPR. Pancyprian picks it up in the middle, looking forward. That's Tristino now with the ball. Right side again. They've been liking this right side when they've attacked very early on here in this first half. Pancyprian, now an angle to shoot, and that is dragged well wide right there by number 5 for Pancyprians. That's Pareja. Shoved off the ball. Now O'Connell, and that went last off of him. Turpek played it off of O'Connell. Throw in. Hoff. 7 is Moreno here on the near touchline. Veen, you can see they're wearing a jacket. He's got a pink short and sock to our right side. Trying to play a 1-2, Pancyprians. Again, this game started after 9 o'clock. There was rugby being played on this field beforehand, so we did not start at 9. Delayed start closer to 9:15. Moreno to his right foot, plays it low, and calling for it is Pedro Alves in green and black in goal for CPR. See here, Justin Peters, number 3. He's the right wing back for CPR. William Knight is in the middle, number 7. This is a free bounce into the feet of 18 for CPR. That's Viveros, who's up top. Viveros again. He'll attack O'Connell, now into an area in the middle. Open space down the left. First attack so far for CPR. To their back line again. Turpek asking for the switch. It's hit high down the left, offside. There's a pull on Bailan. Not enough for a foul. Peters. Viveros checks the shoulder. Back to Peters. He's got a man out wider of him. That's Vincent Gallia, 29, is on the right. Battle for the ball. Moreno. That's Gray, clipping. Very nice by Tristino. He looked off an option in the middle. Diaz. Low cross again. Taken by CPR. Well, they maybe have a counter. That's the opposite side, at least where Gallia was looking. And Hainu touched it out. Still possession for CPR throw-in. Faking across. Good tackle there by Pancyprians. They've just got one up there. That's number 10, Stainrod, Jack Stainrod. Giving it back to Tristino, who will keep it in. He's really 1-on-3. Tristino by himself, waiting for other attackers. And played down there, first with the header, Eridiua. Alves into Pancyprian's territory. It's a header won by Hinu. He's on the left with Gray on the right of those two at center back in the partnership. Stainrod, good slide tackle there for CPR. Viveros, closed by about 4 blue shirts. Gallia, Knight, room in the middle. Looking at options here. He's got Peters behind him. Moreno trying to tackle. Some tight space. Peters got the ball. Still with Pancyprians. Captain Bailan, that's behind Moreno. And he's gone down. My apologies there to Artur Shemrov. He's number 12. Again, one of the other midfielders for CPR. He had the slide tackle a few moments ago. Here is Shemrov. Hoff, Bailan, Pareja. If Pancyprians can get out of the space here, they could be on a break, but it's stolen. Here comes Jallo, one-on-one with Levine. Jallo, 1-0 for CPR. A steal and a goal, and they've stolen the lead. It's 1-0 for CPR, a surprise lead here at the start. And they lead in the first quarter of an hour against playoff spot occupant Pancyprians. Suleiman Jallo there, a 1-0 lead from his right foot for CPR. Just a misplay there by Gray, and Jallo finishes off. I guess we'll call it an easy chance. He was just one-on-one with Levine. You can't really put that on the keeper if he's one-on-one. The first major issue there obviously is the first turnover, and then no one behind to recover. This is Hoff with some pace. Edge of the box, puts it in a dangerous area, and don't know if it touched anyone for CPR. Opposite side now, Moreno. Toward the byline, and then Turpek helps out Viveros. Peters, can he split Bailan? He's held it for now. Knight will look to send in Galia. Hainu controlled it enough to keep it in play and away from Galia. Levine. Ezekiel Rowland is the left center back, number 13 for CPR, only missing their left wing back. Pancyprians, Pareja trying to skip to his right foot. Knight, first clearance, not fully gone. O'Connell. Looks like that's Matthew Berenger, the left wing back. Again, number 10. Jallo hustling, and he's kept it, and still going against 3 defenders. Galia behind him, and ultimately a turnover. Tristino, a couple of head fakes. Hoff. And Bailan here in a double pivot with Pareja further forward than them. O'Connell looks to put a ball in. Easy header. First by CPR. Kept by Gray. Chipping. Diaz. Hoff overlapping. That took a touch off someone, and it is a corner. Hit CPR. Corner upcoming for Pancyprians. We've hit 15 minutes played in our first half. Up. Won by Gray, but because of a foul. So the goal wouldn't have counted if it was on goal, but it was off the mark. Today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. So in the 16th minute, CPR a 1-0 lead from Jallo, 22. Berenger and Knight now. Coming back to the ball, Galia. He's looking at the referee for a foul. It was won cleanly by Hainu. Now behind O'Connell as Pancyprians will reset. Room for O'Connell. Slipping over Viveros. That's going to be behind Stainrod. Shemrav with his head up. Looking for the run of Viveros. Backpedaling is Levine against O'Connell. Shoulder to shoulder. And that's excellent defending from O'Connell. Bailan as Moreno's making a run. That's a very, very nice pass. Moreno against Turpek. Moreno showed inside. Peterson get him either. Bailan. Hoff. That's a pass and blocked. That's crucial by Rowland. There was room there for Stainrod. And it's out for a second corner here for Pancyprians. Just a couple passes there to try and break down CPR's back line. Moreno asking for a new ball. In, punched by Alves. Berenger trying to control. This is last off of Pancyprians. Galia trying to turn. Hoff will not allow it. The referee's in the way, and playing through is Bailan. Tristino. Early cross. Roland volleyed it to the side. Blocked by Tristino. Hainu. Couple touches forward. O'Connell, left side. Low cross, right into the feet of Peters, and Peters will try and stride away. Here comes some pace from Peters. Hainu, 3-on-3. Peters will elude for now. Peters, pass, and there was enough pace on it. Taken by Gray. He's watched by Knight. Tristino will get a shoulder turn. Calling for it is Steinrod. Tristino still holding. He's got Pareja, now Moreno joining in the box. Blocked back to Tristino, and again dealt with by CPR. Shamrov. Turpek to the front. Moved by Hainu. Turpek again. Running out of real estate. That will count as a completed pass to Peters. Viveros. Closed by O'Connell. Viveros will go behind Gray. Another one-on-one with Levine for CPR to make it 2-0, and it's put wide. Not even sure if they hit the post, and Viveros had a chance to really take control of it for CPR. And that is such a huge miss there for CPR. That's twice now that an issue from the center backs for Pancyprians has led to a chance for CPR, and they're 1 for 2 on the conversion rate. Wow, what a turn of events that would have been if CPR went up 2-0. That would have been toward the 20-minute mark. They would have had a 2-0 lead. Moreno. Beautiful control. Sprayed across. Diaz. It's clipped too softly. Peters. O'Connell will try and keep it for Pancyprians. Bailan will turn and face. Tristino outside of his foot. Wanted Steinrod. Into Alves for CPR. He'll wait for a moment to pick it up. Pretty cold night. It's under 40 degrees here. We had good weather part of last week, and now a little bit colder here tonight at Randall's Island before the rain this weekend. So outside of the cold, it's a good clean night for some football. Knight! Wide. Levine there, leaking a little bit. Just a couple moments here for Pancyprians we're not used to seeing. O'Connell. Again, Moreno wants a run. That's going to be too close to Alves. Roland. They're not pressing Roland. Letting him look up. He'll find Berenger. And one more. This is Jallo, a run behind Diaz. It leads him wide. Jallo. And that was left. I don't think that was a dummy on purpose. Either just a miscontrol or miscommunication for CPR. Either way, Moreno now at the edge of CPR's territory. The front edge, I should say. Bailan. And Pareja will check. Shamrov, a shove. And he knew it immediately. That was a foul. Nothing there for anything close to a yellow card, but definitely a foul on CPR's number 12. Gray. Tristino, a step away from Jallo. Tristino on the attack. Now met by Behringer, still in play Roland. Or no, it's not. It is over the goal line for a goal kick. Areuda got it tonight, and now a clear push from Pareja. And the referee will talk to Pareja. Knight in there as well. Free kick coming up for CPR. Still not too much of a formation change with the free kick. They're going to go for possession. Turpek, have to be careful here. And Turpek just fouled Moreno. And that could be a yellow here on Turpek. Turpek taking that shoulder to shoulder. The issue here, if that is called a foul, is based on what could have been coming at an opportunity after, if Moreno's picking that up. And that's why I said possible yellow card, but the referee has not showed. Bailan to his left with the pass, O'Connell. Moreno joins the area. Overlap from O'Connell. Moreno will use it to now put a ball in. Dangerous! And that was just touched over by Roland. I think CPR is content there to give away a corner. That's probably the best cross we've seen in towards Steinrod, 19 in blue, coming from Moreno. Third corner now in this first half for Pancyprians. Referee sees something he doesn't like and will whistle it before the corner. Bailan delivers. Again, it's short. Pareja on the volley, and he's missed again. Two opportunities to shoot for him, and both have gone wayward's right side. CPR have moved right for the goal kick. More numbers on this near side. Alves. There's a shove by Shamrov. Second foul he has committed. Hoff. Bailan. Lets it run. Now Tristino. He's got room. Behringer marking. Tristino. Back post. Peters. Header. That's still there. Pareja. Slight touch. And now away by CPR before an official shot. Gray. Miscommunication, goal kick. 28th minute now of the first half. That's a header won by Diaz. Knight. Behringer has the throw-in. They went right to left. O'Connell. Hainu. Gray, as they slowly collapse in on CPR. Tristino. Or excuse me, that's not Tristino. Sorry about that. That was Diaz. Went with his left foot. Could possibly be kept alive by Gray. It's going to come towards our camera. Gray. He's been able to take some steps forward, and then Hoff will drop kind of behind him as the deepest midfielder, as Pancyprian have been trying to look for this goal to tie it up. Knight. Touch middle. Jallo. Faked a long pass. Now we'll keep it on the ground. Viveros. Moreno with good defensive work back. Pareja, excuse me, got away from a challenge by Shemrov. Pareja now shouldering off Viveros. He's fighting through all this contact, and now Shamrov saying he got the ball. The referee does not agree. "30 minutes played. Tristino off a beautiful pass by Bailan. Steinron's not there, and that's cleared right at the goal line between Alves and Diawa. Circling back for it. O'Connell, he's now pulling Viveros, just enough for not to foul. And now we've got a whistle. They'll play it here. Shamrov. Jallo checking to his outside. He'll turn Pareja. Jallo. Taken off his feet now by Pancyprians. O'Connell. Hainu. Again, a lot of possession in the last couple minutes for Pancyprians, which was expected in this match. They would have more of the ball. Diaz. That's away. Now clear. They missed about 2 feet for CPR. Eventually a third helped clear. Another corner for Pancyprians. CPR will play Richmond County at 4 p.m. on Sunday. All these games are on Sunday. Hoboken versus Pancyprian as well at 4, and then 2 at 7:30. Get to this corner first by Lon. That was missed by Hoff. Turpek got a touch to get it out of the 18. Another clear. Diaz couldn't keep control. New York International versus New York Athletic Club at 7:30, and then Zoom Schneider and Laros SC as well at 7:30. All of those are APSL Metropolitan Conference like this match tonight. So please be with us on plenty of matches on Sunday here on Game and Frame. This is Roland, who we now see at right center back instead of left center back. They'll go completely across. Berenger for CPR. Was let know that number 4, Eghagho, is the last name. Sorry for mispronunciation for CPR. Again, number 4, Eghagho, is in the middle of the 3 for CPR. As Roland's forward, can he pick out Peters? He's gone into O'Connell, now collects the ball. Hainu. CPR turned it over. Pass was away from its intended target. Hoff. That's over Gray to Diaz from Hainu. Diaz. Pareja off his chest. I don't know if he originally thought that ball was coming into him as he was turning before it hit him. O'Connell coming back for a touch is Bailan there, actually. Moreno on the attack. Moreno trying to slip behind. That was Bailan. Read by CPR. That's coming right towards our camera again. Quick throw by Hainu. Taken on the steal. Dalia, can he turn? He turned it into Pancyprians. Moreno, left. Outside of his foot, chipping! That was creative. Nothing there for Stefano Tristino, and who to go last off of now? They're calling it a corner again. This would be number 5 for Pancyprians. CPR with a big disagreement. They thought it last came off a member in blue. We've got 10 minutes now left to go in the first half before added time. Again, contact here in the middle. It's between Gray and Turpek. Similar delivery for Pancyprians. They're clearly trying to play it short to the near post. Just too many times we've seen that type of ball come in. Right side. Now Pareja touches. Tristino, can he get a shot? And it's caught by Alves. Not too much on the shot by Tristino. And Alves has a little bit of a leap there to catch. That's really his first official save of this first half. CPR have kept Pancyprians quiet for now. Levine. Bailan. That was touched by CPR. Galia. Good tracking by Pareja. Had better pace than Knight. Pareja again. Hoff pointing for it. Bailan. Put it in a good spot for O'Connell. Brought it down. O'Connell goes for the pass. Still not completely gone for Pancyprians. And Peters was clipped by Bailan as he first got a touch of the ball, and then he brought down on the trip Bailan. So now a free kick for Pancyprians. Just a little bit out of control there by Peters, but he did not mean to bring down Bailan. Maybe just didn't check where Bailan was in proximity to himself. Turpek in the wall with Viveros. Another chance here from a free kick after all the corners for Pancyprians as we're coming to the end of the first half. That's in. Alves doesn't come for it. Header by Lon. Volley over the bar. So again, not testing Alves. They've missed a couple shots outside of the recent one by Tristino. So we've got 6.5 minutes left in the regulation of the first half. Alves again looking right on the goal kick. Shamrav misread it. We had a substitution here, which I did not see. Number 14 on Sebastian George. He is in for CPR. Not sure who he just came in for, but George is on the pitch for CPR. Mikako. Tristino, or that's Pareja, excuse me, Diaz. Gray. As Pancyprian's looking to the box. Now hit! Tied! The equalizer comes in. Great technique there from Tristino. He's now got double digits on the season and one on the board for Pancyprians as they've tied the match 1-1. Just took a touch into his path and then he ripped it on the volley to the far side, inside the left post. And James Tristino has made this match all square again. So there's an answer for Pancyprians. Instead of a 3-point night for CPR, we're now both at 1 even in goals and points right now. If you were to look at a live standing, if you were. Gray, left foot pass behind Diaz. He had to wait for it. Inside our final 5 minutes of the first half. Hoff, outside of his foot. Pareja. O'Connell. You can hear from Pancyprian's bench. They want a ball in. There is one from Igho to clear. George was contacted after the ball was gone. Foul. Turpek, line drive, Jallo, touching, Viveros. Diaz, chipping, Roland, and Knight for CPR. He's going to be closed by 3. It was Hoff and now Tristino. Some energy now for Pancyprians. Steinrod, behind Parejo. Offside. And now the whistle. It was let go by Steinrod trying to keep himself onside, but the whistle did come as too close to the ball because the referee thought he was still part of the play. George got a slight touch on the aerial. Hainu. See the run by O'Connell. Trying to go lefty to lefty. Turpek chest. Alves put under pressure by Steinrod. Moreno. Shamrav. Hoff got the ball, says the referee. Hoff, will he shoot after winning it? And maybe went too far without making another pass. Knight. There's room behind, and they can't capitalize on it. Can CPR. There would have been space for Viveros and George. Diaz. Stainrod has it. Up to his own foot. By Lon. That hit a hand for CPR. Referee, he let it go there. Could have played advantage. But they're going to give a free kick. That was right at the edge of the box. And now Pancyprian's calling out what they would like for this free kick. This is in a good spot for them. About 25 yards out from goal. Alves will look to line up his wall. See Bailon, as well as Hainu, actually, the center back behind this ball. Hainu would be left-footed, Bailon right foot. 5 in the wall for CPR. And then they're 4-on-4 to the left of the wall. Hainu steps, hits! That's a great goal off the free kick, and Pancyprians within a few minutes have completely flipped the scoreboard from 1-0 to now be leading 2-1 as their center back Devin Hainu, a rare defender free kick goal, went straight in right over the wall, away from the outstretched glove of Alves. That was stellar from Pancyprian center back. That's goal number 2 on the season for Hainu, and goal number 2 in the night for Pancyprians. And now they've taken control here with their 1-goal lead now. 3 goals in this first half. Just perfectly taken by Hainu. Turpek, as we have 15 seconds before we get to 45 minutes. Knight, as Hoff wants Pancyprians to press. Knight. That's just put in the right spot for Peters. Middle, Shemrov. Hoff running through. Almost had enough there to win it. He did not. Jallo, who scored for CPR. Shemrov, will he shoot from distance? He will, and he's put it over. And that is the end of the first half. Barely any extra time at the end of the first half between CPR and Pancyprians from our head referee. But from the Jallo goal off the Gray mistake for 1-0 for CPR, and then a goal from the run of play as well for Tristino. Again, now 10 goals for him. And then the free kick beauty by Hainu is our scoreline after 45. 2-1 lead for Pancyprians as we go to halftime here on Game in Frame.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
So we are back here on Game and Frame. Started the second half, short halftime there, but we did start late. So these teams not going through their full 15 minutes of halftime. The referees obviously are good with it as they are on the pitch as well. So we're gonna get ready here for the second half. Of course, both teams switch. Now Pancyprian's attacking to our right and CPR to our left. For CPR, another player onto the pitch that's new, number 17, Minor Palacios, is into the match. We'll get you who he's on the pitch for. Roland now is in midfield. You see him there, 13. They are not playing a back three anymore, CPR. It is really more of a 4-3-3 with a double pivot between Roland and Shemrov and Knight ahead of them with three up top. So Viveros, actually Jallo, I believe went off because that's Peters there on the far side. He gets it back on a 1-2. That's played well by CPR. Peters, great pace. George peels middle behind Gray. George, can he open himself up to shoot from a tight angle? It's blocked by Hainu and out for a corner. Good moment there to start the second half immediately inside 30 seconds. So Jallo, the goal scorer, is out for CPR. And in for him again is Palacios. So Behringer now and Peters more as traditional fullbacks than their start at wingback. Galia came out for George in that first half. So Galia and Jallo from the start, their nights are done. Again, down a goal CPR, looking for results here. The only difference between them and Nyack are the 2 draws that CPR had. Other than that, they've both just won 2 of 13. The bottom team gets relegated of the 12 teams here in the APSL. The top 4 go into a playoff, which I mentioned at the start. Pancyprian is in that final spot in 4th. They won the league regular season last year, finishing with 55 points. That, as I mentioned, was the second time they'd won in the last 3 years. They also won in 22-23. Pancyprian is known as one of the better semi-pro teams in all the United States. They have competed in the U.S. Open Cup. Gray. Tristino shouting for the ball here. Went the other way, did Gray. O'Connell and Moreno now. He thought he was fouled. Referee waves it off. Ikagho. George, that's a foul. Went low with his header attempt and was brought down by Hinu. Roland. Head up. Gray has a better angle there than Palacios or George. But now Behringer, could be a mistake by Diaz. Not taken by CPR. Tristino right at the touchline in front of our camera. Pareja. Back to him from Hoff. Pareja, who missed 2 shots in the first half. And sticking with him there was Knight. Bailan, who scored in the first fixture. Tristino off the backside of the leg by Shemrov, or off of Shemrov. Corner here for Pancyprian. Their first in the second half. They had 5 or 6 there in that first half. Up, that's too long. Turpek winning the aerial duel in front of Tristino. Now into the opposite corner. Turpek tried to play it off of Bailan, and he did successfully. Now given to Pancyprians. And now the referee is coming over to someone, and he just showed a yellow, I think, to Joe Holland. I believe that's their head coach. I can't see, if I'm being completely honest, from over on this far side. But someone on Pancyprian's bench just got a yellow card. That we did see. No one of the players on the pitch has a yellow on either side. And right as I say that, we get one for Turpek. Little broadcaster's jinx right there for also arguing. So now we've got a booking for 66 for CPR James Turpek. So both sides not happy with the referee. Up. Hoff is right there. A free header onside and a 3-1 score for Pancyprians as no one stayed with the mark against Jans Hoff. And Pancyprians has scored 3 straight. Now more in command with a 2-goal advantage. That's the first goal of the season for Hoff. The defensive midfielder scores for Pancyprians. And it's looking more and more like they're going to secure their 9th victory of the season here tonight. George, a chest pass, and then cleared by Gray. So Pancyprians is just 1 point in front of Doxa, but have a game in hand. Though with tonight they'll be at 13. If they win, they'll be 4 points clear. That'll put them a point ahead of Hoboken, but Hoboken then would be a game behind. Meaning they would, of course, then have a winning opportunity in their next match to then jump back in front of Pancyprians. But this would, of course, hold their 4th spot in the table. Still a lot of match to play, but a lot of the same theme. A lot of possession for Pancyprians with CPR sitting in deeper looking to counter. 7 minutes played in the second half. Hoff, a spin. Hoff, or excuse me, that's Gray. Great pass to Tristino, but Berenger takes it away from behind Tristino. Knight going down, no foul. Berenger. And now the ball will be brought back for a foul. First on Knight. When Knight went down, as the ball had been well away from that area. Hoff kept it away from Knight using his big frame. Now Turpek, who's already on a yellow, is still arguing with the referee. I can hear Turpek saying, now give him a yellow. So he wants a yellow card given to Pancyprians. Roland has to get tall to retrieve it. Berenger. Early cross. Viveros high up in the air and tracked and caught by Levine. He'll roll. Pareja. He has Tristino and he's found him. Tristino trying to angle himself still onside and then overhits the ball across the face, which would have been right there for Steinrod, who gives him a thumbs up for the idea. Tristino screaming at himself after he mishit the pass. There was room though there for a 4th for Pancyprians. Unfortunately for CPR, they might have to open it up a little bit because they're chasing 2 goals, which is going to play, of course, in the favor of Pancyprians. O'Connell pops up in the middle. Shamrov. Berenger. Palacios. Met by Diaz. Palacios still with it. Behind Knight. And then a clear by O'Connell. He could have easily kept that in play, but just blasted that over our fence. Palacios. No foul on Diaz. Had some step overs there. 56th minute now. 3-1 score for Pancyprians. Diaz. Good collection. That's off the mark to Steinrod. Turpek. Berenger. I think Diaz is a little hobbled here at right back. I didn't see where maybe he might have picked up the injury. It might have been the contact with Palacios. Viveros. Only lights on now at 2 fields here at Randall's Island. As we're getting late in the night. Palacios. Diaz stuck a good foot in. Shamrov. Back to Palacios. He'll be closed by Hainu. Palacio gets it over. Opposite side, Peters. Turpek. Peters. He'll spin backwards. Berenger. Checking in Palacios. And that's going to be, or look to be, a turnover. Angle was thrown off there. That's way too dangerous, though, in the proximity to Steinrod. Roland. He ran into Hoff, who was trying to pick his pocket. Ikagho. Alves. Hoff. Now Tristino. They've created another turnover. Hoff passing. And Roland took away the angle to Pareja, which means there could be room in behind. CPR on the counter. Hinu. As Levine came to the top of the box, maybe even outside the box. Steinrod grabbing Turpek. Hoff. Gray. Right into the feet of Diaz. Pareja. Pancyprians will just keep it now. They are dispossessed though. Viveros on the run. Hoff trying to stay with him. Peters. Knight. Shamrov behind the referee. Shamrov. Pass deflects back to him. Really more of a ricochet by Gray. And then a push. And then there was a swing by Gray. Not at Shamrov, but showing where his foot was. And now a yellow card shown to Gray. So now both sides have a defender in the book. We're going to have substitutions as well. Here, 1 for CPR, looks like 2 for Pancyprians. Knight, his night is over. We'll get his replacement. It's number 6. It's Samuel Urban. Urban for CPR. And he's looking to take this free kick right as he enters the match. It will be Urban. You saw his idea there, going for the upper 90, and he's put it too high. So now Berenger is relocated to midfield, and Roland will be left back. Urban will play as an attacking midfielder underneath George. So he is taking a like-for-like spot from Knight, Urban. And then Pancyprian's here, taking off Tristino and Bailan. It's number 11, Christopher Bermudez, on this right side for Tristino. Number 8 in the middle, Connor Kelly. So they take off a winger and a midfielder and put on a winger and a midfielder so they can keep their shape. Just fresh legs here for Pancyprians. Hoff trying to grab Palacios. Now Hoff tripping down. That's just over the shoulder of George. It's a decent ball by Palacios. But once it passed, George had too much pace to really bounce close by. Today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. 63rd minute now. Levine. Gray. This is a good play out by Pancyprians into the path of Hoff. Urban behind him. Bermudez. Gray, good find there to Pareja. O'Connell, heavy touch, and then on the slide, playing it off of O'Connell. Very good there by Peters. So now 3 subs made by CPR, just 2 by Pancyprian. You are allowed to change all 9. Technically you'd have 8 with a backup keeper, really, but you are allowed to use all subs. It's not like you are just limited to 5. Palacios has Berenger wide of him. He'll play him. Berenger, edge, cut by Hainu. Contact. Shamrov again whistled. He's had a couple fouls. Doesn't seem like the referee is giving any sign of accumulation could be cause of a yellow to Shamrov. Kelly. Dispossessed. CPR now. As Turpek wasn't looking from Shamrov. O'Connell keeps it left. Moreno, as another sub is being readied by Pancyprians. Good turn by Stainrod. That's excellent. Stainrod off the crossbar and back in play. Don't know if Alva's got a touch. Either way, we play on. Palacios. So hitting the crossbar there of a great strike by Stainrod. His turn might have been even better than his shot. Pareja. Will he try? He will. And that just fades off of his foot wide. 2 big chances there for Pancyprians. Stays 3-1. Throw. And we will have a sub. It's going to be Pareja. Pareja out. We'll get the substitution. It's 22. That is Pablo Tenorio. So third sub now made by Pancyprians. Bermudez. Gray. Always looking forward, Gray. He's picked out Tenorio. His first pass. Steinrod went to control with the header. Turpek through a battle. Shamrov gave it away. Now Turpek arm tangling with Steinrod, and he's kept it well. Palacios. Palacios pushed by Diaz. That's a great touch in front of him, though. Puts Diaz in a difficult position. Palacios defended by Gray. Corner kick. 67th minute now. So 23 to play. Urban takes. That went off of Gray for Pancyprians. We'll have a throw in on the opposite side. Urban, chest, back to the area of Urban. Off the foot of Berenger. Shamrov recovering for CPR. Try to scoop pass. O'Connell, intercept and clear. Berenger almost ran himself into Bermudez. Ikago. Shamrov. So slower here from CPR. And now Pancyprians wins it back. Hey, no. Pancyprians will take this possession if they're not going to be pressed by CPR. Just wind down the clock if needed. Another change coming for Pancyprians. It is Steinrod off for the night. Mans Sabo, 13, is in as an attacker. CPR also make a substitution. Number 8, Ibrahima Ba, number 8, on the pitch for Red. He comes on for Ikagho as the referee is now halting play. So now Turpek is right back, Roland and Berenger as center backs, with Ba as left back. So they've really been moving things around. Back pass. Kelly on the intercept. Hoff, who has the third for Pancyprians. Not a usual attacking threat. Sabo will run at Alves. Now George is closer to our side on the left. Palacios goes right as they're gonna basically have two forwards. Viveros, though, still on. He's a little deeper on the left side of his positioning. '72nd minute. Big switch. Diaz, watched by George. Referee jumps out of the way. Kelly drives it low. Bermudez. Hoff pointing for it at the goal line. Bermudez looked him off. That'll go down to Alves. Urban. Still not out of his feet. Resets to Alves. Roland. Now Ba. Alves out of his 18-yard box. Holding off Tenorio was Roland. Palacio let it bounce. Gray. Over the top. Alves will hold it in play. Turpek and now Behringer. They've switched spots. Behringer at fullback with Turpek at center back. Turpek trying to judge it with the lights in his eyes. Header to Alves in the box. In their own box. Shamrov. This goes straight out. It's become very quiet here at Randall's Island. Ba, good read. Palacios. Had to be a little quicker there. Now Shamrov. Pancyprian still trying to close down passing gaps for CPR. Just holding the lead. Peters, good combination with Urban. Peters trying to find a run. Viveros tangled with Gray. And Gray just too big of a body against Viveros. Peters header in play. Hoff. Sabo. Tenorio. This is Moreno. One of the few attackers that hasn't been switched yet. That being for
professional like this big, yeah?
Player's gone down for CPR. I think that's Peters. No one's warming right now for CPR. So they're going to stretch out what might be a cramp for Peters. Again, our matches to look forward to on Sunday. All APSL Metropolitan Conference. 2 matches at 4 p.m. CPR, as we have here, they will take on Richmond. A better opportunity for CPR to find points. And Hoboken versus Pancyprian, so that's 3 versus 4. That is a playoff type match there between those two. Then at 7:30, New York International versus bottom Nyack, New York Athletic Club. And then Zoom Schneider, who's in 10th, versus Leros, who is middle table. At those both at 7:30. All 4 matches for us here on Game and Frame on Sunday. Free kick, Pancyprians. Good area. It was pushed by Alves. Hoff was the target again. That goes off Pancyprians from the pass by Peters. Kelly. There's no space there for Hainu, and it's right behind. That's asking a lot there from the center back for Pancyprians. Ba. George. Shabrov. Urban. Finds George. Gray, late contact, no foul. Gray. Tenorio. After George opened up the passing lane, they were looking for Bermudez to defend CPR. Touched by Sabo very nicely to Bermudez. Tenorio will join. Kelly. Hoff didn't pick up his head in time. Behringer. On the counter comes CPR. Viveros, who missed the chance to make it 2-0 in the first half. Viveros from way outside and not close there in the shot. Not testing Levine. 11 minutes to play. Still waiting for the sub for Pancyprians. It's Hoff out. '18 is Pablo Ableendo Yaneza. So Yaneza, 18, and Kelly are the midfielders there before the back line for Pancyprians. Tenorio will be in front of them as the 3 midfielders. That's 5 total subs now made by Pancyprians tonight. Gray. Inside 10 minutes. Kelly, Diaz, Bermudez. Didn't get further underneath the ball for that pass idea. Turpek, Behringer, who's been all over the place tonight in different locations, positions for CPR. He's lost possession. Sabo Sabo, does he have a shooting angle? Right, rolls it in front. And the substitutions keep coming for Pancyprians. O'Connell off from left back. Hainu will go now to left, and he'll be swapped from center back. So now a different center back there with Gray. Urban wants someone to make a run. It's John Varela, 17, who's at left center back for Pancyprians in our last 10 minutes of play. Winning it, Pancyprians. Varela, there's his first touch. Now 8 minutes as we're winding it down. Bermudez right back to Diaz. Trying to be shaped up by George. And where is that from Diaz? It's to Viveros, leaving Varela flat-footed. Having to defend now him and Gray. Palacios, George, one-on-one with Diaz. Diaz pushes him down, and they call a foul. Referee says foul. That's right at the edge of the box. Diaz almost played too good a defense there in his position, but then the extension of the arms is called for the foul. But he was hip to hip there with his defending Diaz against George. And here is a chance for CPR to get a second. Hainu scoring on a free kick straight in the end of the first half for Pancyprians. CPR need a big moment here. Now the 84th minute with George and Palacios discussing. 3 in the wall for Pancyprians. Levine, George goes for the shot. It goes off the body, and the rebound right back to George is hit well over the top, getting completely underneath the ball. Went off Bermudez there in the wall, so the wall does its job. Yaneza started this. Hainu. Low. That goes off the side of the body of Roland, right into Alves on the deflection. Berenger played it right into Bermudez. Bermudez, will he look to shoot? Has faked about 2 times on the left foot. Now a pass. Yaneza. Urban picks it for CPR. Palacios. Not before Hainu. Still not really these clean counter attacks for CPR. Kelly. Sabo. Diaz. Tenorio checking himself. Relocates with Kelly. They don't play the 1-2. Kelly. Just in front of, or there's a substitute for Pancyprians. That was the intended target. Sorry there, I missed that for number 14 in blue. That is Chris Moulinos that entered the match for Pancyprians. So they've completely emptied the bench now. Peters off the mark. See how much time is added after we're completed of 90. Tenorio swing and a miss. Shamrav. Into the area of Ba. Berenger back from Viveros. Palacios. They've overloaded the side CPR. Urban, no shot. Shamrav. Roland. Now right side for CPR. Box. Diaz a scissor kick out. Shamrav. Berenger waits for it. Ba. Viveros. Wide open here, Palacios. Good vision. Palacios. Step over. Palacios. Deflection. A little leaky there from Levine, but he sticks with it with his glove, but didn't catch it completely clean, but kept it in front of his body. Now just 2 minutes here left in regulation. Varela. Tenorio. Yaneza. Bermudez curled into him. Kelly. Sabo is wide right, edge of the box, right at that white line. And they're patted down into his chest. Alves, the keeper. Berenger trying to send Palacios. It will still be there for him. Not clean, but in play. Palacios blocked by Diaz right down. 60 seconds. Yaneza, excuse me. Urban wants a foul. More frustration for CPR. Bermudez, excuse me. Kelly was next to him. Bermudez goes for the chip. Won't have that there against Alves. Throw to George. Roland makes his way to Peters, but his pass is off the mark. Sabo. Turpek comes over. Sabo turns Turpek. Sabo deflected on the block. Ba. Header. Right back. And Turpek a block. Who's upset with Ba's decision there. Forcing Turpek to continue to defend. Referee says 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. We'll play to 92. Palacios. Can he get George behind? And he just overran, but he was offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. So another 100 seconds here. Tenorio. Bermudez has space. Right wing, defended by Ba. Turpek checking it out as well. Bermudez. Super make the look defending easy there. George. Berenger, half turn. Keeps it. Now officially the last minute. Shamrov. Tenorio on the turnover. One last attacking chance. Tenorio off the back of Turpek. Not close enough for a possible penalty off the arm. Turpek, again, does well to defend. Ba. Palacios. Diaz will back up. Right at the touch line. Ball's on the line. Ba has to check his shoulder. Veros, excuse me. Switches, and that's it. Final whistle tonight. 3-1 for Pancyprians. They take care of winning 9 out of 13 on the season with a 3-1 win after giving up the first goal to Jallo. They have 3 unanswered to get their 3 points tonight, up to 27 now on the season. CPR stays at 8. Pancyprians holds their 4th position, and CPR will be in 11th. They're close to relegation, continuing their relegation battle in the second half of the season. Pancyprians on a cold night here towards the end of March. 3rd match day of the second half for both of these sides. 3-1 win for Pancyprians. We'll try and get an interview here before we officially close out here on Game in Frame. So stick with us for a few moments, so we'll come back with an interview from the winning side, Pancyprian Freedoms.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Back pitch side here on Game and Frame, I have center back Devin Hainu from Pancyprians with the win. First thing I got to ask you about, of course, is your free kick goal there before the end of the half. First off, what are you thinking there? You're in a good spot after the foul, pretty central towards the goal, but able to go to the goalie's left there and score.
Yeah. I was debating whether to go far post or near. I saw the goalie had pretty much the far post covered, so I figured I'd just go for it. I've had a couple of good opportunities in the past season, but it was good to capitalize on one.
What has it for you that as a center back, you're one guy who can take free kicks and obviously score on them? That's pretty rare.
Just I guess it's really just the technique. I guess it's something that I've practiced in the past and made the most of it. So yeah.
You guys had the mistake there at the back for the first goal. How do you fix that going forward? I know you have a big game coming up with Hoboken, and you guys take pride, obviously, in keeping clean sheets and just being good defensively overall.
For sure. Yeah, we were just talking at the end of the game there and just saying, the first 20 minutes was just too lackadaisical. We need to be sharp going into games. It's got to be, everything has to be good, especially from the back. It's got to be 2 touches. We can't be giving away those silly mistakes again, like you said, especially this coming weekend against Hoboken. So yeah, just really need to come out the first 20 minutes to come out hot, come out ready for the game, and I think things will go our way going forward.
And then, of course, with Hoboken this weekend and then for the rest of the season, you guys are in the playoff position, but finishing first last year and the 2 seasons before that, I know, of course, as a club, you want to keep that first or second. So what's the mindset for the upcoming games, the second half of the season, and then even if not first, but a possible playoff, win there?
Yeah, I think the mentality going forward as a group is just treating every game like a championship game. That's the reality of it, really. Considering where we are right now, it's like you said, it's not quite at our level. We need to do better, and every game needs to be 110%, needs to be treated like a championship game.
All right, Devin, I really appreciate the interview. Thanks for this. I know it's cold out. I'll let you go now. It's pretty late, but congratulations on the win, the goal, of course, and being a good performance there at center back. So thank you here on Game and Frame again, Devin Hainu with us. 3-1 win for Pancyprians. They'll be back in action on Sunday, as well as us here on Game and Frame. Thanks for watching.